Just like the music, the movie is fast-paced, it's upbeat, and the last character you might have heard there was Aidan Gillen's Blitz. He plays the bad guy who's looking to update his Facebook status for some reason. We got the opportunity to have a chat with Aidan, and because he was in some very famous TV series, the likes of The Wire, I said I'd hand him over to a Wire expert, which was Katrina Mulcahy, who presents Spin Talk Weekend, and she sat down with the actor yesterday for a quick chat about his role in Blitz, and she began by asking him, was he always interested in getting this particular part?
Yeah, no, it was a part I really wanted to play from when I read the script, whenever it was. I was shooting this ITV series, playing a cop in it, and I was and when I read it, I thought, right, it's time to get on the other side of the law. And
tell us a little bit about the premise of the film.
It's a pretty straightforward enough cop thriller, like an urban cop thriller set in South London. It's based on a novel by Ken Brune, who's a London Irish novelist. He's from Galway, but he's lived in London most of his life, and he sets up most of his stuff down around a particular area of southwest London. The story takes place over, say, two-week periods when there's somebody starts killing solely police in this particular district. And, well, you can guess who that is.
I have to say, I really liked the green glasses that you were sporting at stages as well. I think you might be able to start a trend with those ones.
Yeah, I gave those to my daughter and I said, put those on, see where they get you. No, the glasses, the day that I got cast, I went down the street and I saw those glasses and I thought, oh yeah, it'd be good to have a pair of glasses like that in this film, and maybe I should go and have a discussion about that and blah blah blah. And I thought, no, I should just buy them right now and put them on and say I'm wearing them. So I did, and I wore them, and I went down into a hardware shop a couple of doors down. I tried to buy a hammer, and they wouldn't sell it to me. And I said, but they're in the window. And the guy goes, no, we don't have any. I said, but you got them in the window. And he says, no, we don't have any. So I thought, well, them glasses must be working. And just various other bits and pieces that I got that day just walking around London. So when I showed up to meet the costume woman, I had the glasses on and all the rest of it, and like the tracksuit top with like open and no shirt on. And I think she thought I was joking, but I wasn't. And so there was a distinctive look, and it was kind of created on that day. I'm not trying to make it, to kind of overplay this or whatever, but I felt very comfortable with that look, and it made it kind of just easier to get into. But I'm glad you noticed the glasses. I
wouldn't have thought of it until you said that. It's such a minor thing like that can, maybe even if people can't pinpoint it, can make them feel uneasy.
Well, the glasses definitely made the guys in the hardware shop uneasy, if it's coupled with a bit of attitude as well. I also got myself some teeth, some kind of cracked teeth done. No, it can make people feel uneasy, but it's also a minor thing like that can make me feel really comfortable and really kind of easy about playing the part, I mean, I suppose actors work in different ways, and that you can do tons and tons of research into what it's like to be a criminal or to kill someone or whatever, but there's a lot of the kind of what some people might think are superficial kind of things, like your shoes or your haircut or whatever. I find all that stuff really important, and once you start getting into that and that kind of look, you feel different. People definitely tend to treat you differently and react to you in a different way. I remember years ago I was doing a job where I was playing a similar, like a killer in something else, and there was a scene where I've got to like walk down the street and it's the opening sequence of this character, and I thought, well, I'm just going to try out this kind of a walk and see if I can project any kind of attitude and see what happens. And within like a minute, some guy had pulled up on a motorbike and tried to fight me.
So it's all very minor things that we mightn't even realise that we're noticing, but on some subconscious level we are.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I haven't told him your name yet.
Relax. Not gonna hurt you. Only do police. Remember? How'd you get on to me?
Well, I got your address from the Peacock Gym. And I went through your rubbish. I found a receipt for the parking garage.
That's very impressive.
I've told him your name.
You work in this with, as I said, amongst others, Jason Statham and Paddy Considine. How was it working with those guys?
Yeah, great. Paddy, I'd met before, not worked with. Well, Paddy's one of the better actors around, as everyone knows, as is, like, there's the whole cast. Mark Rylance is a brilliant actor, mostly known for stage stuff, but his screen stuff, when you see it, is brilliant. Like The Grass Arena, based on the John Healy book from years ago, Love Lies Bleeding, the film The Government Inspector about David Kelly, the weapons inspector who died in mysterious circumstances. Anyway, basically what I'm saying is those guys are they're at the top of their game. Jason is also at the top of his game, you know, but tended to do like a different kind of film. And it's interesting that all these actors kind of wanted to come together to get stuck into this. And it was brilliant, you know, actually. I had a real blast doing this.
I've got a name.
No.
It's Blitz. As in Blitzkrieg. You got that?
I mentioned at the start of the interview that the film is getting good reviews and your performance particularly, but you said that it's not something that you had seen or that you didn't pay attention to those. Is that something you normally do? Or do you avoid reviews or avoid that kind of
No, I actually usually read them all. And to be honest, I had seen a couple, but I haven't really got in depth with them. And I will read them. No, I like to know what people are being told and what people are being told to think and whatever. It doesn't bother me at all, you know, because I can take criticism as well, you know.
Well, if you're feeling, you know, a little depressed on a Sunday night, all you need to do is pick up the closest paper to you, and I'm sure it'll cheer you up anyway. It would make for happy reading.
Well, I look forward to it.
I want to ask you as well about you're currently filming Game of Thrones, so was this done in between that, or how did that come about?
No, this was done before that. Game of Thrones, with the telly stuff, it tends to come out quite quickly, you know, and with film it just takes longer, and it depends on lots of different factors. For instance, if there's, you know, if Jason Statham had a film out maybe like 2 months ago or whatever, you know, this one will be put out, you know, there have to be a gap between them. It's all various different factors and blah blah blah, but film just tends to take longer to come out. You know, like when I shot The Wire first time, I mean, we were still working on it when it had come out. You know, we were only like 2 months into it, so it just has a quicker turnaround.
The Wire finished up in 2008. Do you look back on that now with fond memories, or do you get asked about it so much now that you're almost immune to it?
I definitely do look back on it with fond memories, and I had a brilliant time doing it, a brilliant time getting to know Baltimore. I've had lots of conversations about it. People, you know, will come up and talk to you about it all the time, but they're generally intelligent conversations. It's not somebody going, "Oh, you're that, you know, bloke, and you did that to him or her." You know, it's not kind of that kind of nonsense chat. It's generally been quite stimulating, generally positive. So I have time for anyone who wants to have a chat about The Wire, you know, and I like talking about it as well.
I know so many people who love that show, but were taken by surprise when they found out that the character that you played, Tommy Carcetti, was actually Irish. Is that a point that you are happy that you're kind of at, that you're playing roles purely because of your talent, and the fact that you're Irish or where you come from has absolutely nothing to do with it?
When you said that he's Irish, but I mean, he's not Irish.
No,
Carcetti character.
No, what I'm saying is that people didn't realise that you were Irish, for example. They were surprised afterwards.
Yeah, I know. I think you know, when HBO cast that, or when they cast any other stuff, maybe in particular that, they cast the net wide. They didn't want any actors to be recognisable to the general, you know, American viewer. So they just cast a wider net, which meant casting people from this or that. And I was doing a play in New York, as I think Idris Elba was. I don't know where Dominic West came from, but you know what I mean? That was part of the mandate. So there was lots of people who surprised. I mean, I was really surprised when Idris Elba, who plays Stringer Bell, started talking to me in his like southeast London accent. I was totally confused. Or even Dominic West. So, yeah, well, anyway, I mean, I don't want to be kind of... I wouldn't like to feel I was limited to only playing Irish characters, and I haven't been, you know. And I'm probably more comfortable doing stuff in my own accent now than I was before. Like the first few jobs I got, I thought, I can't do it in my own accent. That means I'm not an actor, and I have to try and do these. And like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So actually, I don't think it shouldn't be the defining thing. But you know, if you're going to work in America or Britain or wherever, you're going to have to try out a few accents every now and then. I just want to work and I want to play good parts.
you're working on Game of Thrones now. Was it hard to transition from, say, the gritty setting of The Wire to a fantasy setting on the Game of Thrones?
Not really, because they're just different parts, and it's actually years apart as well, you know. The Game of Thrones has a similar kind of structure in that lots of intertwining storylines, and the character I play in Game of Thrones is a politician also in a way, you know. What's interesting about Game of Thrones is that it is a fantasy, or based on a fantasy novel or a series of fantasy novels, but at its heart it's rooted in human experience. There's lots of talk of magic and all this stuff, but you don't actually see magic. It's all in the periphery. It's, you know, it's about, you know, human life, real on Earth, but just framed another kind of setting.
You can't kill me. I'm the Blitz.
Movie trailers never sounded so good. Spin Cinema on Spin Southwest. Spin Southwest.
That was Kat there talking to one of the stars of The Wire, Aidan Gillen, who is also the star of Blitz, which is currently showing at a cinema near you.